G'day, Big V. We had some fantastic Youth League grand finals over the weekend, all of which were on the Saturday night, and it was an amazing spectacle that each association put on, to be honest. And we'll touch on our women in our other podcast, but we are with our youth men here with the Melbourne Tigers getting the win over the Kilsyth Cobras, 69-51. This was a fantastic battle here. I was at this game personally, and I absolutely loved it. Melbourne were just too good, disruptive defensively, and their offense was euphoric in how they moved the ball and moved themselves. Kilsyth just ultimately just struggled to get any sort of rim penetration, Mark.
Yeah, I got to tune in on the live stream a little bit. Firstly, can I give a quick shout out to the huge crowd? What a fantastic crowd and fantastic energy from both the Kilsyth and the Melbourne supporters, and I feel like there was a fair few neutral supporters there too, Ted.
Oh, I totally agree.
But yeah, interesting to see from Melbourne. They didn't have any huge stars have explode for enormous games, but they had so many contributors that it was just like, it's a coach's nightmare. If you got one person killing you, at least you know you got to try and stop that person. But they did it by committee. Amos Gaze, Chehal, and Shuri were fantastic, getting double figures. But it was so many contributors across the board.
Yeah, 100%. I remember specifically a point in the game where Melbourne made a fantastic run, and Kobe, I think, was on the floor, and he made 2 of his 2 threes in that segment. And Gazy too, he went absolutely nuts at one point when he made one of them. I don't want to say exactly what he said. I can't repeat it, but he called him a hell of a shooter, basically. So
fantastic.
No, it was fantastic to see. Congratulations to Kilsyth on an amazing season. They did a fantastic job, just unable to get it done. And a quick shout out to Wilson Amos, who was the grand final MVP in a massive performance from him, and fantastic year for Wilson and the Melbourne Tigers. As we move to Youth League 1 men with Wyndham hosting the Hume Broncos, and it was Hume who got over the line 91-76, a massive win and grand final championship game for the Hume Broncos.
Yeah, well done to Hume. A huge improvement based on from last year and from both these teams, realistically. And they've been the best teams all year, 1 versus 2, meeting in the grand final. But Hayden McIntosh, rightfully rewarded for his huge game with the grand final MVP.
Yep.
28 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists and 3 steals. He effectively saved his best game of the year and potentially from his career for a grand final. And what a memory that'll be for McIntosh. That's huge. And, you know, you got Corey Fittis, who contributed across the board, as we've come to expect. And then point guard Mateu. No, I apologise. I can't quite get those vowels out. But he was fantastic with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, but also just the general energy he brought to the team proved to be a huge difference.
Yeah, 100%. And a huge credit to Wyndham for getting to the grand final game. Oscar Jones with the 24 points, leading the scorers for Wyndham. It kind of looked like they were just sort of a bit disturbed by Hume. Their physicality and aggressiveness defensively just sort of aggravated this Wyndham unit. And segments throughout this game where Oscar Jones was double teamed, Joshua Nolan was double teamed, Kane Hines struggled to finish, but he did. He went 100% for that game. But yeah, Wyndham just couldn't get it done, unfortunately. So congratulations to both teams, and especially to Hume and like I said, Hayden McIntosh for the MVP.
I'm sure we'll see both those teams celebrating at the Big V Awards night, Ted.
100%.
Hopefully they've got their tickets and will be there in celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Youth League 2 men, we had Whittlesea who hosted the Sunbury Jets, and this was a fantastic game because it went to overtime, which is what we love to see, a close battle in a grand final series. And it was a bit interesting, to be honest, at the start because, you know, Mark and I have spoken about this game a little bit. We've asked people who have been there and watched it specifically, and they said that Whittlesea were almost nowhere to be seen in the first half.
Yeah, it was they certainly came out of the blocks, and it was a disappointing start for Whittlesea. But at half time, they woke up from their slumber and they came storming home to push this game out to OT. Ethan Bateman was huge for the Pacers, 24 points and 9 boards. He tried to will his team to victory, and a nice little cameo appearance. Oh, I mean, when I say cameo, he still played 33 minutes, but he was off the bench. Nicholas DeGrazia, 13 points and 7 boards off the bench, was a really good impact for the Pacers.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Halpin, the head coach, had a fantastic season. So congratulations to the Woodsy Pacers. But Sunbury it's all about them at the moment. Daniel Salvador, the MVP, 44 minutes and 59 seconds. So you probably could say that he played the entire game. 18 points to go with his 20 rebounds. A fantastic performance from him personally and the Sunbury Jets as well.
Yeah, the Sunbury Jets have been impressive all year, and we did start to question. They didn't quite get it done against some of the top sides late in the year.
Yeah.
But what a performance for this final series. They've proved that they're the best team in the competition with a huge win here. And, credit to the Jets, and they'll look forward to the Youth League qualification series next year where they see if they can take on Youth League 1 competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love to see from the Sunbury team that, we spoke about him quite early at the start of the season, that Owen Stevens was such a dominant scorer throughout the whole season, really. But even this grand final game, like Dylan Cheney with 20 points, Jack Betson with 15 points, Salvador, like we said at the start, 18, and Owen only had 10 points, but he's really added a lot of tools to his kit throughout this season. So a good shout out to Sunbury and this unit for a championship game.
Yep, and we can't wait to see them at the Big V Awards night. They're celebrating their championship win as well, Ted.
Absolutely. That'll be all for our Youth League Men Grand Finals. We'll see you all at the awards night.